Shalom, everyone. Welcome to today's Israel update. My name is Joseph Good, and I'm from Houston, Texas. And with me, I have Gila Trebich from Jerusalem. Many of you are familiar with Gila. She's worked with us on many tours, but in many other aspects and projects, and very well versed as to what's happening on the ground in Israel. And then, of course, from the Army, Roy Shaposhnik, who is the brigade, the Barak Brigade Association president. He's also the deputy brigade commander of the Reserve Barak Brigade. Very active on all the fronts in Israel. So, welcome, Gila and Roy. It's been several, actually weeks, I think, since we did an update. And mainly we can blame this on Gila, I think. She has been moving from her house. The building is being renovated and they've had to move, and she's been very busy. But Roy, can you bring us up to date on what's been happening?
As always in Israel, plenty of things have happened and still happening. So let's start with the south part. So in Gaza, we are still, the 188 Brigade is still based inside Gaza in the yellow area, which for all the viewers, I will remind, that's the area that has been determined to be under Israeli territory, and the Hamas is not allowed to get into it. We have managed to bring back the majority of the hostages, the bodies of the hostages. Right now, there are 3 left hostages in Gaza, which, because of the weather, we had a very good raining couple of 3 days. The weather stopped all the searches in Gaza, and today afternoon, they have started again to search for those bodies. Those 3 hostages will end phase 1 of the agreement with Hamas, and supposed to lead us to phase 2, and that is to talk about the next steps of Israel withdrawing from the area that we are sitting at. That's about 55% of the Gaza Strip that is still under Israeli authority. And of course, the hottest topic, the next step of who is going to rule Gaza, mainly in terms of which international country, which foreign country will take control in Gaza with their peacekeeper force. And that's exactly the point that everyone in the world is busy with.
Okay. Now,
Yeah.
uh,
Gaza suddenly become the most desirable piece of real estate in the whole world.
Yeah.
So,
well, in the process, now this has taken several weeks of the hostage release, the returning of the bodies, and phase 1. But I'm hearing reports that Hamas is extending its control once again over Gaza. Is that true?
It's true. Hamas is returning to rule Gaza, is literally closing any kind of argument that he might had in the past with the other tribes and the other organizations that used to, let's say, go against him, specifically in Gaza City itself. In Rafah, Hamas doesn't have any control. So that's where the most of those tribes that were in favor of the citizen who got the support from the Americans and from Israel are actually running over there.
Yes.
The main challenge is that Hamas is getting strong once again. There is a lot of smuggling of weapons that is coming from the Sinai Desert into Gaza, mainly through small drones, small UAVs that are a little bit difficult to detect from the Israeli radar. We are talking about an average of between 200 to 250 smuggles a day of weapon, ammunition, and some other things. Israel is trying to fight that very strongly, but I can tell you unsuccessfully. The drones are too small, so it's very difficult to identify them.
Now, you said that about 200 to 250. Does that mean drones?
Drones, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, I
Yeah.
saw a video. Gila had sent me, I believe, a video of one of these drones, and it was carrying three AK-47s.
Right.
Yeah.
True.
And so,
They can carry mortars.
right.
They can
So
carry the RPG, the mortars also.
it
The
seems to be
challenge.
a very,
Sorry?
it seems to be a very low key operation, but with enough time, they're able to get an incredible amount of weapons and armaments in there to rearm Hamas.
Exactly.
That
Exactly.
is absolutely true. And I have to say, at the end of the day, it's another headache all over again. Because, look, I have to say something. I know that most of the viewers are fully understand where we are standing in terms of this ceasefire that we have. But we cannot sit still and wait and allow the Hamas to organize himself and to allow him to get up on his feet. So we understand
Right.
that he's trying to rule the population over there, and all of a sudden you see Hamas police officer and so on. But they are trying to rebuild themselves as a military, as a terror organization. We see definitely that they are trying to test us every day, Joe. Every day, every single day, we see movement of youngsters, some of them with or some of them without weapon, walking directly towards the yellow line and trying to attract our attention and to see what is going to be our response. So thanks to the American, there is an American headquarter that sits in Israel and trying in a very delicate position to watch this ceasefire. So we are not getting too much interfere, but the minute Israel sees that they are crossing the yellow line and we see that they are getting near to our soldiers or to our post, we immediately firing upon them and we are shutting them down. And as you can see here in this map, you can definitely identify the region, and we all need to understand Gaza, at the end of the day, we are talking here about a very short distance from the post that we have towards the yellow line. We are talking about hundreds of meters. That's it. So, it's not that easy to monitor that. None of the soldiers or the commanders wants to create a kind of an effect that will damage or jeopardize the ceasefire. But having saying that, we don't want to have any casualties.
Right. But Roy, as far as I understand, that these supposedly guys that are walking around, they're also collecting a lot of intelligence about the
And
positions, of the soldiers, because they still have not given up on kidnapping the soldiers.
absolutely, you are absolutely right.
Now, phase two is supposed to be the disarmament phase,
Yeah.
right? Um,
So,
to me, I don't see very many indications of Hamas uh, working
Disarm.
towards that.
Joe,
Just
it's more
opposite.
than that. It's more than that. The question
Uh-huh.
that needs to be asked is who is going to do it? So we are
Right.
hearing that Indonesia is training 20,000 soldiers to reach to Israel and to become the peace force. Um, to be honest, by the way, I think it's a great idea. And then we are hearing that the Turkish are already building new facilities in Gaza in favor of the citizen. But we all need to understand Turkish people, soldiers, civilian in Gaza is a big risk to Israel.
Yes.
The Turkish
Right.
is a very unstable country, mainly with Tayyip Erdogan political opinion against Israel and Benjamin Netanyahu. He is leading the Muslim Brotherhood. He is a big portion of that. He is extremely radical. We all remember that Turkish was a very liberal and conservative country, and all of a sudden it's becoming extremely religious. And this is a big worry to all of us, because just imagine what is going to happen if by mistake Israel will attack and we will kill a Turkish soldier or a citizen. The damage that can happen from that is really something that can cause even to a global war. Erdogan mentioned that a couple of times when he tried to get involved in the north part with Syria. And I think this is a big headache to all of us.
Right. There's people who are experts in Middle East politics who are saying that Turkey is becoming the new Iran.
Yeah.
That it's really bad news.
Now,
And it's
that,
like, as you
that
said,
brings up a complication because, unlike Iran, Turkey is part of NATO,
Yeah.
and the Turkish army has for literally centuries been an army that you had to reckon with. I mean, that it was not just a paper army. It had their fighters were good. They were well led.
Yeah.
an
It's a
army
good
that
army.
which we built, Joe. Remember, the Israeli defense industry has
Yes.
spent a lot of time, money, and effort to help to build the Turkish army. In a matter of fact, the UAV technology that the Turkish is considered to be one of the leading in the world is based on Israeli technology.
Okay. I know that back years ago, a number of the Merkavot tanks were
Not the Merkavot, the Magach, the old tanks, not the
Okay.
Merkavot. But you are
Oh, they
absolutely
didn't get
right.
Merkavot? They didn't get
No.
Merkavot? I also thought they had Merkavot.
They took the
Okay.
old Magach, that was the old
Oh, okay.
M60 tanks with the Merkava weapon system.
and
I
armor.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
the tanks that they have today.
Okay.
But as I said earlier, that is something that we are very much concerned. I can tell you that the headquarters, the American headquarters, which is a combination of many international officers from all over the world, is trying to do magnificent in terms of putting everything together. No misunderstanding, no friendly fire, a lot of things over there. Those guys are really trying, but we are all human. Things can happen.
Yeah.
And my concern is when it will happen, it will drag very fast towards something that it will be very difficult to shut it down.
I know I'm diverting
You
a little bit.
forgot, I'm sorry, you guys forgot one very important thing. The Turks may have the Merkava weapon system, but they don't have something very important, the man in the tank.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
They don't have Barak officers, commanders, and
for
soldiers.
sure.
And that makes a difference.
We were very involved for a number of years directly with the tank brigades, especially Barak. And one statement I kept hearing, and I loved, that the real still is the man in the tank. And so I definitely agree with what Gila says. And the Israeli training, the philosophy of the training, I think is different from many other countries. But
Cool.
I want to come back to Turkey. I know, and then circle around back to Gaza. But as we're discussing Turkey, there is an arms deal, a potential arms deal with Saudi Arabia for the F-35 jets. Now, I understand that Turkey is possibly on the table for that deal, and
So
that could be a very big game
it's a
changer here.
spin-off. It's a spin-off of a lot of things that are on the table. So the Americans are trying with all their power to provide Netanyahu with the way out from all the things that he has been given because of the agreement with Hamas. The way out for Netanyahu is to add as many countries to the Abraham Accord.
Right.
And in order to do that, the Saudi Arabic that are trying to get in, they have a couple of issues. The first and very important one, they want to get in. They have a serious attention to be the country that will get in. They are looking for one simple sentence from Netanyahu, and that is the Palestinian country, state. Netanyahu is not able to provide it. So in order to put the Saudi Arabic in a much better position, United States has offered a more than $65 billion arms deal with Saudi Arabic and also other countries around it, such as Qatar. And the idea is to provide to the Saudi Arabic with weapon that will provide them on an equal level to the Israelis. And that is a proper Air Force. Now, the F-35 is a very unique plane, state of the art. We are the only country in the Middle East that has this plane beside of the Americans, of course. And obviously, the Turkish are having a similar desire, and they are trying to put themselves on the table with the same demand.
Yeah.
Guys, this is bad news for Israel.
Yeah. There's one big difference though, because one part of Trump's motivation, of President Trump's motivation, is the money behind the deals.
True.
And whereas Saudi Arabia can cough up the money without any problem, not the same thing with Turkey. And I don't know that he trusts their ability to pay, because the
Now,
economy of Turkey is terrible.
It's terrible. But still, the economy of Turkey, by the way, is terrible for more than 10 years, and they're still surviving. So we need to remember that.
Yeah, of course,
I just want to add one important comment, Joe. The F-35 that other countries has is not similar to the F-35 that Israel has. And I will explain.
Yeah.
The technology that there is inside of the plane is an Israeli technology that we are not selling to no one.
That's the avionics.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Roy, the F-35 that you get from the States is a platform.
It's the wings and the engine. The entire internal.
It's the platform.
Correct.
Everything around it, like you're saying, is made in Israel.
But still, it is a very smart and advanced fifth generation aircraft, which, guys, let's not forget, Iran is still flying with F-14. Okay?
Yeah.
So all of a sudden, you are bringing this new toy into the block. It's not simple. Not simple at all.
Okay, let's get back
and
to
it
Gaza.
Definitely has to be reckoned with. It has to be reckoned with. Absolutely.
Yes, Joe.
Yeah.
With Gaza, what else do we need to discuss there? We're hopefully moving into phase 2.
We
will get there.
We will
you
get there.
mentioned Indonesia and Turkey. What are the other nations on the table?
There are plenty other nations that are involved. The Jordanian are involved. The Egyptian are involved. Look, Egypt. I said the Egyptian.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I didn't hear. Yeah.
Yeah. Of course.
Yeah.
But look, I think it will reach from time to time to certain peaks. Today, the chief of the army, Eyal Zamir, announced, guys, we are ready to go back into a full combat. So, each and every side is trying to put his muscle. I think that at the end of the day, we will reach to the second phase. President Trump will not allow both of the side to go away. He will force both of them to
Right.
sit together
Right.
and to get into a decision. I am taking you a little bit away from Gaza.
Uh-huh.
I want to talk with you about Lebanon
Yes, I was
because
going to ask. Good.
Lebanon.
it seems like we will get into a kind of another short war with Lebanon, mainly because Hezbollah is rearming itself. He is getting weapons from Iran, not through Syria, meaning during Assad regime, they used to allow the smuggling of all the weapon to Lebanon. Right now, it comes a little bit from the border with Syria, Turkey, and Armenia, and we are trying also to get involved over there. Hezbollah is trying to raise his head. The leader of Hezbollah has been announced last week that he will not stand still and he will attack Israel 5 minutes after Israel eliminate 10 of his bunkers. There is a very, how should I say it, a very cat and a mouse game. Not easy at all, not simple. It will reach to a point that Hamas and Hezbollah will fire towards the north part of Israel whatever he has left in terms of missiles, and I think that will be the end of it. The president of Lebanon is trying to force Hezbollah to disarm itself, but politics over there is getting very much involved. But I do believe that in the next couple of days, weeks, we will be witness for another round of attacks between Israel and Lebanon.
Do you
Yeah.
anticipate that once again they'll have to evacuate the north?
Now, we have
Okay.
managed to reduce, I would say 70%, I would say even 80, but let's go for the safe side. We have managed to take out 70% of Hezbollah firepower, and yes, they will fire upon us. Yes, Iron Shield, Iron Dome will work. Probably one or two missiles will manage to go in, but they will not evacuate city because of that.
Okay.
There's a big difference. The situation is very different now because the army is in front of their communities.
Correct.
The Hezbollah is not on the fence, and between the Israeli civilians and the Hezbollah, there's the IDF, which we didn't
Correct.
have before.
All right.
Before, Hezbollah was on the fence.
The last time
So,
we spoke, you mentioned about a branch of Hezbollah in Iraq, and that they are supported by Hezbollah and Iran, and the expectation, if violence broke out there, that they would attack with drones, missiles, but also the possibility of literally troops coming through Syria, coming
That's
down
not the
into Jordan.
Hezbollah, that's the Houthim, and you're absolutely right. We spoke
Mhm.
about that.
It's the Houthim that's doing
Yes.
this. Okay.
The
All right.
The Houthim are still trying to understand what happened to them. We haven't spoke, but the entire leadership of the Houthim has been out of the picture because of the Israeli
eliminated.
attack.
Eliminated, yeah.
Eliminated. They are claiming that they are not firing against Israel because there is a ceasefire agreement with Hamas. I am saying that they are not firing towards Israel mainly because they can't. Right now, Iran is trying to rebuild their proxies around the world. We see that the way they're trying to rearm Hezbollah. And yes, there are still a huge amount of troops that are getting ready in Iraq and waiting for the right moment to march towards Israel from Syria. By the way, Joe, that's one of the main reasons why Israel will sign a defense agreement with Giuliani at Syria in together with President Trump. And that is something that is completely already on the table, including
Mm.
the protection of the remained Druze that has been abused. Gila, is that the right word? Abused?
You're right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Abused
We're talking
by
about the
The
by
Jews,
yeah by the Giuliani troops. Look, Trump is trying to protect Israel in any way, and he's building agreements with a lot of parties. If the question that needs to be asked from my side as an Israeli, if those parties are the right parties, I am not sure if Giuliani is the right person, as
Yeah.
I am not sure if President in Lebanon is the right person. But at the end of the day, someone told me a very smart sentence yesterday. In poker, you play with the cards that you have. And
Yeah.
those are the cards that we have. We wish to have a triple S in our shoulder, in our sleeve, sorry, and to go from there. But we don't have it. So we need to play with what we have.
All right, we're running low on time, so let's switch to what are some of the needs uh, that that the viewers can help with.
Look, one of the main things that we are investing now is literally taking care of our people, their mind, their soul, and mainly to give them a relax, a place to talk, a place to share all of their concerns, and to avoid diving into post-trauma syndrome.
You're
What
talking
we
about the
call,
soldiers.
yes,
yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
We have launched a program that we called Or Ki Yahel. This program is the program that we are allowing every soldier to get a psychologist that will give him a once a week, 1 hour treatment for a full year. And he is able to talk, he is able to share, he is able to, to get a little bit off what he has been through. So this is one of our main topic. We are going to launch it tomorrow at a very big event, and actually we are going to call the entire Israeli business community, and I'm calling the viewer as well. This
Okay.
is now what we need. We need to support the people. We need to give them their time to themselves. What they have seen, what they have been through, they need to relax.
All right. So help us with this project. Go to JerusalemTempleStudy.Davidfine or the little icon in the corner and help. Your donation is appreciated. Shalom, shalom, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
We love you.